Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Tech Motoring. Well, we are heading out on another road trip here and we are going to have some fun. So we are going to be taking out nope, not the Mach-E. We're actually taking out the 2022 Tesla Model 3 Performance on a little bit of a long weekend getaway trip from here in Myrtle Beach down to Georgia. So we're actually going to two destinations on this long weekend that we have. Going to be going to Jekyll Island, Georgia, and St. Simons Island, Georgia. Both places we've never been, but now we can go there together. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned. Let's take a look at the trip and join us along on the ride. Well, you join us back, not with the Mustang Mach-E, but actually with the Tesla Model 3 Performance. So this is our 2022 Tesla Model 3 Performance. For those of you who are new to the channel, maybe just came across this particular video, we love road tripping our two electric vehicles here, the Mach-E and the Tesla Model 3. But we have our 2022 Model 3 Performance that we've had for about a year and a half now. Really love this car. It's my daily driver. The Mach-E is my wife's daily driver. She loves driving that car every day. We also road trip that thing like crazy as well, but we're going to be taking the Model 3 on this particular road trip. So once again, we are heading from here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and driving south down the coast to Jekyll Island, Georgia, which will be our first destination for a couple days, and then we'll be shifting gears and going just a bit north of that to St. Simons Island. No particular reason. We're just kind of going, trying someplace new, never been there before, so we're kind of interested and curious to see what else is out there. So let's jump in the car, let's take a look at what our trip is going to be, and then we'll go from there. All right, well, we are located up here in the Myrtle Beach area of South Carolina, and we'll be heading out to 95, heading south down 95, all the way past Savannah and into Jekyll Island. And so we will be staying on the island for a couple of nights, which is going to be pretty cool. So it looks like we have a hotel pretty close to the ocean there on this relatively small island. And so we do have a couple stops to make. So right now it's saying that we have, well, it's saying we have a local stop here in the Myrtle Beach area, but we're clearly not going to be doing that. And then it says we have to stop in Yamasee, South Carolina. And then it says from there we can get all the way to our destination at about 15%. So depending on how it goes tomorrow, we may only have one stop to get to the Hampton Inn on Jekyll Island, which is pretty cool to see, actually. Pretty good range, in my opinion. So we're going to try to charge the car up all the way to 100% or thereabouts. Right now we're at about 36%. We're going to get the car charged up overnight, and then tomorrow morning we'll be out on the road. No particular time, just going to try to get out on the road. It will be Thursday, so maybe even a little later would be better due to trying to dodge some traffic. And so, yep, this is looking pretty good tomorrow. Have a pretty I wouldn't say short trip, but it's a relatively straightforward trip here. And so that's what we are looking forward to doing tomorrow. And then after we are done on Jekyll Island, we'll be kind of moving our way up just a little bit to what they call St. Simons Island, which is, I believe, right there above it. So then we'll be heading to St. Simons Island, just spending a night there on St. Simons, just to see how it is. Once again, we're just kind of exploring things, taking a quick weekend getaway. So that's pretty much our plans for now. All right, so tonight we're going to be just packing up the car. We got the trunk starting to get full up, and we're going to get our luggage packed up and get ready for this trip tomorrow. So we will see you just in a couple seconds, but it'll be tomorrow morning for us. So stay tuned. Let's get on the road. Good morning, everybody. Well, it is Thursday morning, the morning of our trip, and as you can see here, we have officially recalculated our trip down to Jekyll Island this morning. So as you can see here, we are at 99% state of charge, topping off the battery as much as we possibly can. It still says 30 minutes remaining, so we're going to let that kind of do its thing while we're finishing up getting ready and packing the car and everything, but we're going to try to get this to 100%. As you can see here, it's now showing that we only have about a one stop today here in St. George, South Carolina, which I think we're going to do. And as you can see, we're going to be going down all the way down to 95, down to, which is Jekyll Island, way down here. Now, we will readjust how all this goes down as we drive and kind of go from there, because what we might do is if we can get further to a further supercharger, then we're absolutely going to do that as opposed to stopping right there, which seems a little short in my opinion. So we'll just have to see what we can do, make the trip as easy and as quick as possible, because right now it's saying it's about 5.5 hours. It's 8 o'clock right now. It's saying about 1:30 we're going to get there, so it's showing about a 5.5 hour. That could also be calculating for traffic, which hopefully we will be avoiding some of that if we leave a little bit later. So that is the current situation. That's where we're at. Our hotel down here on Jekyll Island actually has some level 2, so even if we get there kind of low, no big deal. We just charge up on the island, which is perfect. One of the reasons why I booked this hotel was specifically for that reason. So yeah, so we got a pretty cool trip in front of us. Looks like the weather's going to be pretty beautiful today. Going to be hot though. It's going to be like in the 90s down in Georgia, so we'll have to see how that goes. We'll see you in the road. I'm wondering if maybe it is just holding in. Yeah, so it was holding in the charger from last night. So yeah, as we can see here, now that we're at almost a full battery, it's now telling us to go all the way down to Hardyville with a 19% state of charge. That makes a lot more sense than its initial suggestion of stopping someplace with like 47%. That didn't make much sense at all. So yeah, so now it looks like it wants us to stop somewhere down towards Savannah, Georgia, which I always hear Savannah's very beautiful, but you know what? Just never gotten down there yet. They also have a Tesla service center there. But yeah, so it looks like now we are going to be stopping in Hardyville, which, appears to be hopefully a pretty cool supercharger. Let's look at some pictures. I always love this feature where you can look through pictures and see what they offer there. Okay, so it looks like there might be like a gas station nearby. Oh, it looks like there might be some sort of grocery store. Like, I like this stuff because this kind of gives you the experience without actually getting there first. So this way you kind of know what you're looking forward to. Sometimes you realize that maybe you look at some of these pictures, you go, I don't want to end up there. And so I really like seeing those pictures down there so you can kind of see. And of course, it tells you the nearby amenities. So a place to eat, place to get some, I assume that's coffee, and restrooms and stuff. So that's kind of really cool to see. So yeah, so we're going to be making a longer trip this morning. So a little over 3 hours, 3.5 hours on the road. We'll be getting to our first stop right outside of Savannah, Georgia. And then we'll probably deep charge there, probably because we're going to probably get lunch. And then we're going to get down to the hotel on Jekyll Island, which, once again, there are chargers there, but just in case they're full or they're broken or something like that, we don't want to have to do this off the island charge, get back on the island thing. So yep, so we are looking at 8 stalls there in Hardyville. It's a version 3, so it'll be a pretty quick session, hopefully. All right, now that we've seen all that, now let's get onto the road. Okay, good morning, everybody. Well, it is just about 8:30, 8:33 actually, and we are just getting on the road. So once again, as I was showing you just previously, it looks like we only have one supercharge stop to get down there in Hardyville, so just outside of Savannah, Georgia. So we got about a 300 and I don't know what it was, 300 something mile stretch today to get to our destination, so really not too bad. One supercharger stop, of course, and we'll kind of go from there. So you will join us here out on the road in just a moment, and yeah, that's about it. Ready to go?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Whee! Alrighty, well, we are on the road. We just got onto 378, which if you're familiar with our last video where we drove the Mach-E to Asheville, we were on this road, and it's a very long road to get out to 95, and it's just 2 lanes basically. It kind of opens up a little bit later on, but it seems as if they've paved most of this road.
Yes.
So now we are on a very nicely paved road, as opposed to what it was just a couple of months ago. But yeah, a couple things I forgot to mention before is we did hit a little bit of rain before, that has since stopped. We basically fully charged the battery. It was still top charging, and then we got in the car and we left. So it did say that we were at 100%, but not quite there. But basically we were at 100% when we left. So I reset the trip odometers like a mile into the trip because I kind of forgot. And yeah, we're kind of cruising along right now. Our efficiencies look great because we're just on this kind of, I don't know, byway, I guess you want to call it. I'm not sure what you call this, but now it's projecting that we're going to get to the Hardyville supercharger at 25%. So depending on how that goes, we may try to stretch it to a next one. We'll see what we have left in the battery, since, you know, 25% is, you know, roughly 60, 70 miles in this car. So should be pretty fine to make it to the next one. And we'll kind of go from there as we get closer. But in the meantime, we just got this really nice road to, I say that just as it's about to end. Back to the old road. Here it comes. Here it comes. Way off. It's not too bad, actually. Yes. All right. Well, anyway, we'll see you in a little bit. Well, we are at 75% state of charge. We are at about, what is this, about 68, 70 miles into this trip. So after that, it says we could do roughly 280 miles on a battery charge, which is obviously not accurate. Once we hit the highway, we'll be doing much faster speeds than this, and our efficiency will go down. Speaking of efficiency, it's been pretty good, pretty much on point to what the Tesla navigation is assuming. So once again, 17% arrival now, so it is adjusting for what we looked at before. It was up to like 26% at one point. But yeah, so it looks like we're doing pretty good. The trip is going pretty well. We got a little bit left to go before we get to 95, just a few more miles, and then we'll be on that 95 stretch all the way down to Hardyville. And I am assuming that will be our first stop based off of our current efficiency. All right, well, weather's been nice. It's been relatively clear, a couple clouds and a couple drips of water, but other than that, it's been a nice drive so far. So let's hope it keeps this way all the way up to Georgia. We are now road tripping with our stomachs, and so we're over here on looking at this menu for this restaurant down in Pooler, Georgia called First Watch. Looks really good. And so we're looking at this menu, and we're looking at this restaurant called First Watch here that is just right next to this supercharger right here, and it's just a little further than the supercharger we were initially looking at. And so I think what we're going to do is road trip with our stomachs and choose this supercharger over the other one. So we are definitely going to go here for some lunch. So let's go ahead and throw this in to our navigation. As we can see here, it's now recalculating, and it says we're going to get to that Pooler, Georgia station with 13% as opposed to 18%, which would have been the Hardyville one. So now we are traveling about to get to that station. So yeah, definitely found a really good place to eat. It looks fantastic, got great reviews, so we're gonna give that a shot and see what that's all about. And I guess we'll see you at the restaurant. We'll let you know how it is, just in case you happen to be traveling in the same neck of the woods. You can give it a shot. Anyway, we'll see you back on the road. right, just made it to the state of Georgia, and we are cruising. We are at 17% state of charge, and it says we're going to get to the supercharger at 14. I could not burn off this extra buffer whatsoever, but yeah, we are almost there to our first and only charging stop for the day, and we just got to get off, and then we're going to plug in, probably get some food while we're there, and then head back on the road. Should be about 2 hours after we charge up to get to our destination. All right, just got off the exit for one of the Pooler, Georgia superchargers, and we are stuck in a little bit of traffic, and the car has just decided to start preconditioning the battery. So I guess it's going to warm up a little bit so we can get to the charger here. As you can see, there's a little bit of red here on the map because it's just very busy right now. But we got to get just down the street a little bit, and then once we get over there, we can try to sneak over from the parking lot over to here for some lunch. And hopefully it doesn't take too long because we don't want to sit there for too long on the hook. But yeah, we just got to wait for this to start moving like we are. And yeah, we'll go from there. Another really cool tidbit is actually I've been to this Electrify America charger, as you can see right over there. And funny thing is you could see one of the panels has been broken down or blown out by something, possibly somebody running into it with a car or something, who knows. But the charging equipment is kind of exposed right now. They got some tape over it, but this is one that's located at just one of these Walmarts here right off the exit. So this is actually a much more convenient location than where we going with the supercharger down the street over there. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. I'm staring out the side of the window and there's a wall blown out on the charging equipment area. Interesting. Right, made it to our first stop here, 222 miles, 277 watt-hour per mile. Really efficient considering some of the speeds we were doing. 14% state of charge. You can see some of our efficiency was really accurate to the Tesla estimation. Some of this got reset because when we changed our supercharger there, it changed that whole thing. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this plugged in as I reach for the Mach-E handle that doesn't exist, and we are going to grab this handle, plug it in, and it looks like we might be changing our plans for lunch because that place is actually a lot further than it looked on a map, and it's also across a major street that looks like it could be fairly dangerous actually to try to get across. So we are going to probably stay here. In fact, we are at a DQ grill and what do they call these, grill and chills or something like that, I don't know. But anyway, we are ramping up right now. Let's see, we're already at 230 kilowatt at 14%, 256 for a blip there. Now we're tapering down to about 251. So yep, we're gonna sit there for a little bit until we start tapering down. In the meantime, let's go get some lunch. We have a couple options around here, but DQ kind of sounds good. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't had DQ in a while.
Yeah, it has been a while for me as well. So. All right, let's go to the DQ. All right, well, had a really quick lunch at the DQ. Literally got inside, no line whatsoever, sat down, and we were told that we can start our trip again already before we even start eating. 83% state of charge already, so we are more than full for the rest of this trip. So we're gonna go ahead, get that plugged in there. Looks like this casing is falling off a little bit. Kind of a poor spot to put it though. As you can see, it's part of the drive-through, so you kind of have to I now have to kind of go that way to get out. And that's a little bit annoying, to be honest with you. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here and get back on the road. Also, just realizing as we're sitting here that the charging session was only $14.58, and I just looked, and it's 27 cents per kilowatt hour at that supercharger. Wow, that is a heck of a rate to supercharge your car. Much better than the Electrify America that's right over there at that Walmart. They're probably at least 48 cents, maybe even higher now. I mean, that's crazy how they're cutting that cost down so much to charge your car. Great to see. So we are on the road now. We just got back onto 95 again, and actually we only have like an hour and this is 22 minutes, so less than an hour and a half from that last supercharger to get to Jekyll Island, which is pretty cool. So we actually got a really short jump here. It says we're going to get there with like 45% state of charge, which is fine. You know, like I said, we overcharged at that last charging station just because this car, well, we're eating, but this car just charges so quick, and you know, at that rate of 27 cents per kilowatt hour, I mean, it's really not hurting anybody. So I mean, that's really good to see. Anyway, we're on the road and we're moving. So see you later. Officially off Route 95, we are coming into the Jekyll Island area here. So you can see we just have a straight shot onto the island now. So we are getting pretty close, which is cool. And yep, I was just looking at, you know, charging and see if there's any superchargers around this area. And it looks like the only place is someplace we just recently passed back there at was it Dock Junction or something. Shows 21 stalls, so it might be like a 24 stall or something like that. Pretty impressive. But anyway, we are just heading towards the ocean again, and we'll see how it is from there. Taking a quick detour right now. So we just stopped at this information center right next to the toll. I'll show you that in a minute. So just to kind of show you what we did, 311 watt hour per mile was that last part of our trip here. 287 watt hours is what we averaged at just over 307 miles. So pretty good efficiency so far. And like I said, we're just stopping here at this information center real quick just to see if we can get some information about what to do while we're on the island. Actually, let's look at our efficiency real quick. Yep, we tapered down a little bit on the highway because we were doing a pretty good job of cruising along there. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and get into the building over here, see what that's all about. But as you can see, this is just the entrance to get in. There's the toll right there. So you pay a $10 fee per day to stay on the island. It's like basically like a parking fee, but you could park anywhere on the island. $10 per day, so it's going to cost us $30 to stay on the island, but it's going to a good thing. They keep the island maintained and everything, so I don't mind paying that so much. But anyway, car's looking pretty good. A lot of dead bugs on the front of it. We'll try to get those cleaned off, but we're going to go jump in and then we'll get back to you when we get to the hotel. right, made it to our resort here on the island. Really nice looking, where are we at? A Hampton Inn, I believe it is. Yeah.
Hampton Inn and Suites.
Hampton Inn and Suites. Let's see. So we got here in total 311 miles and 287 watt-hour per mile was our total. Pretty good. Now the hotel does have some level 2 charging here, which is one of the reasons why I did it, but unfortunately a lot of them are being iced right now, which is very, very weird. So I'm going to go ahead and I might actually take that one over there, just because if somebody parks next to me with a EV, they can at least use that one. But yeah, unfortunately a lot of them being iced right now. All right, and plugged in, and thankfully we are actually charging, and it looks like we're at 48 amps. So these are actually pretty decent chargers here at the hotel. And I left this one free just so somebody else could use it, just in case. I took that one, I was way over there, but yep, so just in case somebody else wants to park next to me, they can. Anyway, we're gonna get unpacked into the hotel. Our room is ready, and go from there. Looks like some jellyfish got washed up. Bunch of them. See them all going down there. Wow. Crazy. Looks like we might either have an issue with the electrical here or possibly maybe overheating or something. But it says charge rate reduced, unexpected voltage drop. It's now dropped us to 36 amps. It was at 38 just a moment ago. So interesting. Either way, we don't really need much of a charge since this island is relatively small. And we're not going to be really doing much other than cruising around at slow speeds. But we'll take the charge when we can, and then we'll kind of go from there. But anyway, we're going to be looking at this map now of everything on this island. In fact, let me go ahead and turn you around. So we're going to be looking at this map now. I'm going to turn the air on too. It's getting hot in here. So we're going to look at this map now where they have all this stuff on it. And what's really cool is the island itself is only about 9 miles long, but they're only allowed to build on 35% of the island. So 65% has to be kept as like a nature preserve, because this is a state park. It's a Georgia state park. And so 65% is always going to be this beautiful. 35% is what they're going to build on. And they said they're already at 35% built up. Sorry about the air conditioning. But the only time they build something new is when they tear something down. That's it. So it's really cool. It's really, we're just on the beach. It's like serene. There's like not a single person on this big beach. It's beautiful. But anyway, we're going to look at this map, see what we want to do for today and then tomorrow, and try to plan some stuff out for the next couple days. And then we got to go to St. Simon's Island on Saturday and see what that's all about. Spend a day there and kind of go from there. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this map and see what we want to do.
Yep.
Well, the weather changed a little bit. I think we're in for some rain. So Jekyll Island has these really nice beach accesses over here. Big parking lots, restrooms, trash cans, really nice. And some of these lots even have some EV chargers that you can come plug your car in while you go to the beach for a few hours. Really, really nice. Awesome decision by the, Jekyll Island to do that. It's still raining out here, unfortunately, so we're gonna get back in the car and go explore more. Look at that. Beautiful. One of the biggest complaints of this hotel is how everybody ices the chargers here. As you can see, I'm the only car that has my car plugged in. I just moved it about a half an hour ago. Every one of these cars is sitting in front of a charger right now. Very unfortunate. Anyway, that was some lightning. We're heading off to the turtle hatchery, no, not turtle hatchery, turtle hospital. Rehabilitation. That was it, right? Rehabilitation. All right, here we go. Also have been noticing about the charging here. So, oh, it looks like it's back up to 48 amps. Very interesting. It seems to dip a lot. So as you can see here, it's still pulling 48 amps. But I guess it's a 208 voltage here because it's commercial. And so it seems to keep dipping down below 200. And that's when the car freaks out a little bit and starts to lower the amperage pull on the circuit. So I've noticed this a few times. So here now it is again 198, 199. And then it might actually start dipping the amperage down. So kind of an interesting thing. I've never really seen a destination charger act like that, but these things are kind of old. I think these are about 5 or 6 years old now, these destination chargers. So either way, it's a free charge and we'll take it. Took a quick detour off the road here because we came across what they call the Horton House here on Jekyll Island, which this is from Major Horton, I believe it was. I think he was a major in the army, came here from England and settled and built this house here. And this is what they call tabby. This is the type of material they used to build the houses back then. So it's kind of like a cement, if you will, but what it's doing is they're actually mixing oyster shells with sand, water, and lime to make this structure. As you can see, there's still oyster shells in there. Really interesting material they had to do back then to make this stuff, you know, a house, basically, a structure. And here it is now, built from 1740 something and still existing today. Pretty crazy. So Friday evening, we are pretty much done here on Jekyll Island. So tomorrow morning we'll be checking out and heading over to St. Simon's Island. So we had a good time here. Very interesting island, lots of history. Today we went to the turtle rehabilitation. Yes, that was really fun. Yes. You liked that, didn't you?
I did. I like
We like turtles. So yeah, we did that this morning. That was really cool to see how they rehabilitate the turtles that come in, either hurt by, whether it be humans, boats, whatever the case may be, or if they're what they call it, like cold shocked or something. Yes. Like if they end up in too cold water, like a hypothermia basically for turtles, and that was kind of cool to see. And so, it was really cool watching them rehabilitate the turtles. And then after that, we went to the museum and hung out at the museum for a little bit, and then walked around kind of the historic district, as they call it. And yeah, so we had a pretty good time today, but quite a few things to do on the island. If you spend a whole day here, it's very easy to do so, and we had a great time. So tomorrow we're going to be off to St. Simon's Island and see what that's all about. Sorry for the wind. It's really windy. We had some crazy weather this morning. It was just absolutely downpouring and crazy. So right now it's been really beautiful, just really windy. And as you can see, it is a beautiful view here from St. Andrew's Beach, here on the south end of Jekyll Island. That's where we're going. So it is about 8:45. We are leaving here on Jekyll Island and heading over to St. Simon's Island. I just love the fact that there's a bunch of chargers here. We were the only car plugged in this entire time, from Thursday afternoon, Friday, and now Saturday morning. We were the only car that was ever plugged in, and every single one of these spots was always taken by another car. It was just ridiculous. There's all those spots over there. Everybody kept parking here for some reason. They need to put up signs. But we are heading out on the road, and a very nice hotel here in Jekyll Island. We stayed at the Hampton Inn. Nice area. on the quiet side of the island. Really, really nice. And now we're going to be heading over to St. Simon's Island for today, and then tomorrow morning we'll be heading out to head home. But yeah, so we are charged up overnight. This charging here has been really bad. So I had to just kind of trickle charging overnight, and it would just keep changing. It would keep derating down. So like, even if you had it fully maxed out, it would go from, you know, 48 amps, it would go to 40, then it would go to like 20, and then it would go down to like 6, and then it would just keep bouncing back and forth. So I just kept it real low last night, just to trickle charge. And this morning I bumped it up a little bit, and yeah, look at this. Now we're jumping back down again. 5 amps. It says it could do 24 right now, but it's only doing 5. Like, it's just up and down all the time. So I just let it trickle charge overnight, and I just wanted to see what it would do this morning. But yeah, that's terrible. So they probably do need to replace these chargers. They do have some J1772 chargers as well, but I just wanted to plug into the Tesla ones just to be courteous to all the J1772 drivers. But anyway, we're going to get out on the road right now, and we will see you on St. Simon's. Alrighty, well, just got out of the Lighthouse Museum here on St. Simon's Island. So really cool lighthouse, built a very long time ago. It was sometime in the 1800s, I can't remember exactly when, but you get to climb to the top of the lighthouse, you get to see the view, which you were thrilled about.
It was a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I know you don't like heights, but yeah, really kind of cool to see that. Now we're heading over to the World War II Museum, and gonna go check that out. And yeah, that's kind of the plans for today right now. So we'll see how all that goes, and we'll get you some B-roll footage to see while we're there. Good morning. Oh, looks like we've got a same colored Tesla over here. Right, so last night it looked like we were having this similar issue here where the power kept ramping up and down and up and down and up and down, and it was very weird, very annoying. So we ended up fully charging overnight. I don't know when it stopped, but it did. So we are at 100%. We have finally top balanced this battery, and so that's pretty cool to see, but at the same time, I didn't expect it to charge that quick. I actually wanted it to be more of a slow charge, but it was only about 7:30 in the morning.
Turn right onto
Thank you. It's only about 7:30 in the morning, and we were planning on getting out of here probably around like 9 o'clock or so. So we unfortunately are already started charged at 100%. So maybe we'll make some haste and get out of here a little bit sooner. But in the meantime, let's just take a look at what we have on our plan here. So it looks like it wants us to stop first in Somerton, South Carolina, which looks like it is a 250 watt 8 stall supercharger, and then that should be about it. And then we're home. What it recommends about 9%. So that'll be cool. I guess we've got one stop today in just under 3 hours, a little less than 200 miles. Sorry for the focus there. And then we will make it all the way up to Myrtle Beach. This last stretch is always the long, painful stretch because it's all low-speed stuff. But at least we can make it most of the way up 95 to get to where we need to go. And then we'll finish up our trip and hopefully be home early afternoon. In the meantime, yeah, let's get on the road. Oh, and also, Tesla to my left, an ID4 to my far left. On my right is a CRV. So I guess they just decided to park there last night. Looks like the lot was pretty full, but there was plenty of spots down there that they could have parked, not taking up a charging spot. But anyway, plenty of chargers here, which was nice. And yeah, so pretty nice hotel here. All right, let's get going. All right, resetting our trip. So right now we did about 395 miles on this trip so far, 112 kilowatt hours. We have that duplicated here, so we're going to reset the Georgia Peaches one. We are leaving at about 8:08 a.m., and it says we're going to get to our first supercharger at about 10:55, so just about 11 o'clock. And we're going to be shooting up 95 to get to our first charger. So hopefully we'll be there very soon. Just hitting that 80% mark right now. We are just about 50 miles into this trip. So, you know, based on that, we're looking at over 200 miles of range right now on the highway, showing about 144 miles left before we hit our first supercharger stop, our only supercharger stop for the day. So just under 2 hours now. And yeah, so far traffic's been clear. Everything's been looking good. No concerns, thankfully, and hopefully we don't have any for the rest of this trip. Just ticked over to 49% of battery left, and we are already at 126 miles into this trip, which is really, really good. So well over 200 miles even at these highway speeds. You can see our efficiency is under 300 watt hours per mile, so that's pretty good. Still says we're going to get to the charger with about 20%, which is perfectly fine. I was hoping to get that down a little further, but it seems to be pretty stable. Roads have been pretty clear, so speeds have been maintained pretty well, and yeah, we're just going to keep on cruising. Just getting our first notification of preconditioning of the battery since we are at 27% stated charge and only 11 minutes and 12 miles from the supercharger. Now, we could go a little further, of course, having about 20% when we get there. Problem is that after this point in time, there really are no more superchargers on our route, as you can see, since we have to go north and then east from that point. So we really don't have anywhere else to stop. So this is really the furthest supercharger we can get to with our current battery range. And then we have to go from there all the way out through 378, the same way we got the 95, in order to get home. So that's kind of what we're planning on. That's what we're aiming for. And looks like we're still going to get to this charger with about 21%, maybe 20 or so. But anyway, we'll be there in about 10 minutes. Made it to our Summerton, South Carolina charger. It says we only have to be here for about 10 minutes, but here are our stats. 194 miles we did in just 78%, which is pretty good. 289 watt hour per mile. So pretty small charger, literally right off the highway. Get off the highway, make a right off the exit, and then just like immediately right there. Like it's like literally that's the exit of the highway right there. So really awesome to see that. So let's go ahead and see what our charging speeds are while we ramp up here. Shouldn't take us too long to get going here. It looks like it's about 38 cents per kilowatt hour, which is pretty good. And we are ramping up, so just over 200. Come on, let's see, about 200. There are a few Teslas here right now. I guess I'm number 4 in line. And looking at about 198. So I guess we're going to be kind of stuck at that 198. Overall, pretty good. All right, well, we went ahead and ran in there and got some DQ. Another DQ stop on this trip. Both at chargers, ironically. So we have plenty of energy now because, well, we stayed here a lot longer than we needed to. But it was a really nice stop. It was good timing. We got some food in us, so now we can get our trip home. Looks like about 2 hours to get home, about 106 miles. So looking real good. Let's get back on the road. right, well, home sweet home, and as you can see here, we hit exactly 300 miles from there, from St. Simon's Island back here, 83 kilowatt hours, so pretty much the entire battery pack's worth of energy to get to St. Simon's and back here. So 278 watt hour per mile, looking really good. This is since our last charge, just over 100 miles away, 107 miles, 28 kilowatt hours, 258 watt hour per mile, so really good. A little bit slower roads once we hit that 378. As we could see here, our efficiency was really not too bad as well. So let's go ahead and finish off this video and talk about our trip. All right, everybody, well, you join me now. We are back home. Well, I say we, but my wife ran into the house already. So we are back home, and we had a really nice trip. And as you can see, our efficiencies were really, really good. I mean, we're talking almost 4 miles per kilowatt hour in even some highway scenarios. Over 70 miles an hour, we're talking, 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour. So really good efficiencies, and just really impressed by this car. The more I drive it, the more I like it, and I really, really do like road tripping this car as well. And we actually did get it up to 100% today at the hotel, which is the first time I think I've top charged this car in, yeah, a long time actually. It's probably been over a year. So it's good that we got that top balance in. We got it to know how the pack is working across the whole length of it now. So really good. We had a great time on the island. I wish my wife could fill in some of the stuff, but like I said, she's gone. And but yeah, we had a great time. Jekyll Island, really cool. We might be going back to that in the near future because we do really enjoy the way it, just the way the whole island was. Had some really good time there. I threw in some B-roll footage so you guys can enjoy some of it as well along with us. And of course, we went to St. Simon's Island, which was a little bit different vibe, a little different feeling from Jekyll Island, but overall, we really enjoyed it. And so, yeah, we'd like to thank you very much for watching all these videos, supporting the channel, and just thank you for coming along on the ride with us, because we really do appreciate that. But anyway, we will see you on the next road trip, because we will have plenty more road trips this year. So make sure you stay tuned, and we will see you on the road. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. And remember, welcome to the future. Oh, that's right. Welcome to Tech Motoring. We'll see you soon.